But Josh, before we move on into questions,
Yes.
I did put out a poll on Twitter.
Yes, we need to talk about the poll results.
So I asked people what console they were playing on, right? Base PS4, Xbox One, Xbox One X, or PS4 Pro, or Xbox Series, PS5, PC. We didn't have very many votes. An overwhelming majority picked Xbox Series, PS5, and PC. And then we had a few comments. Someone's playing on an Xbox One S and says the experience is fine. It only chugs on a Vault of Glass, which is probably expected. Some people are playing on PS4 Pros. This person says PS4 Pro here, have a Series S, but cross-saved. The cross-save is messed up, so I can't play it there right now. I'm trying to hunt down a PS5 at some point. Pro tip on cross-save, if you unlink all of your accounts to your Bungie account and reconnect them, that should do it. Sometimes it takes about... I know there's like a 90-day limit on reconnecting some accounts, but... yeah. This person said, drop down from a PS5 to a Destiny Edition PS4. So it seems a few people are still playing on at least Xbox One.
The Stadia Pro. Comment was my absolute favorite.
I know, and they didn't vote.
Stadia. I laughed very, very hard at that, for the record.
I did too. That was pretty funny. That was pretty good. Pretty good.
We found the one Stadia. We found the one Stadia player.
They should get a prize just for playing on Stadia. I don't know what it is, but I'll send them a disc of Destiny 2. That doesn't work.
Yeah, Alex Kruger's the one who wrote in on that one, and I'm sorry that we made fun of Stadia.
I'm not. It's Stadia, dude. By the way, I saw Stadia and Luna commercials this week.
That's wild. I always forget that Luna is actually a thing.
Yeah, I do too. And it's free with your Prime subscription, apparently. The base.
You asked another question. You asked a couple questions this week about, was there anything you guys want to see us do more of? We got some feedback, such as like a Discord. Andre over here, a Discord, so we can gather from across the stars to help out each other. Some pins, and then merch, stickers, or anything Josh doesn't want. Listen, I don't know what you're referring to here. None of my toys are for sale, Andre. Okay, none of my merch is for sale. And then we had Jesus said TikTok, discovered a few new pods just by scrolling through TikTok, and of course Johnny is asking for an OnlyFans. Christy wants an it's been a week t-shirt. I made sure I did not say it tonight because I'm not going to let y'all hold that one over my head. That's ending now.
Gosh, no, it's not. It's not ending. It's going to be a thing forever.
It's ending. I'm like secretly going to title the next episode that I host by myself, "It's Been a Week." We did have we had a few questions though.
Yeah.
Let's do some questions.
All right, let's do it. We like
so
questions.
Andre writes in your favorite class, helmet, exotic, and your favorite ornament for it, and give me a time where it came in clutch for you. I think Corey and I have really basic answers here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You go first, Josh. What's your...
Celestial Nighthawk.
Yeah.
It's Celestial Nighthawk. I like the Plague Doctor mask that I got a couple years ago for it.
Ooh, that's cool.
I like the Plague Doctor one. I really like the bird one though too, because it's just like really creepy.
Yeah. Especially
if you put a shader on eyes, like just blood red. When did Celestial Nighthawk not come in clutch? Is my question. Since OG Atheon, it's been coming in clutch.
Right.
So I don't really have like a specific instance I
Hmm.
did have one where I shot it. I think it was at Galron, and I did so much damage that it just stopped counting. It topped out at the 999,000
Hmm.
mark. That was back when they had to like cap the damage so that it didn't like break the game
Right.
of some of the numbers that could show up. I do remember doing that. Just like the health went from boop boop. It was always fun seeing that happen on like that or on Insurrection Prime.
Yeah.
But yeah, Celestia Nighthawk way too many times to count that's coming clutch for me. But
Yeah.
it's usually the opening salvo of damage.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Corey,
I mean, for
go
me,
ahead and say it. We all know it. We all know what's coming.
Dune marches. No.
Dune Marcher's on his head.
Helmet Stain 14, obviously. Like, I mean, the
Yeah,
bubble comes in clutch so many times.
so many times.
Like, especially when you're in a raid boss encounter and like all your team's like, I'm dying, I'm gonna die. Everybody's been there where like half of your team's like, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. And then you pop the bubble and everybody just hides right in the bubble for like
Mhm.
2 seconds while you recharge and then go back out with weapons and armor of light. Just saying. Helmet Stain 14 never comes off.
Never comes off. I don't even think that there's not even an ornament for it.
There's one,
Oh, there is.
but
Okay.
it's like a because it's like a because the perk is called what is it, headbutt, I think, is the perk. And what that means, like when the enemies walk into your bubble, they automatically become they stunned, I guess is what you
Yeah,
would
yeah,
call it.
yeah.
So and what, like the ornament, one side of it, there's a big crater in the side of it with like bullet holes and just this big chunk of the helmet taken out.
They should make one that's the skull from Mithrax's story.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm actually
That'd be
shocked
cool.
that wasn't one when that came out.
That's free money, man.
Yeah.
That would have been great for this season too to
Hmm.
release. Just
Yeah.
saying. Our next question comes from Joasis.
Ooh.
What activity or quest are you most proud of completing in Destiny? For me, it's getting Conqueror last season and then getting it gilded in a day this season. Also, finally beating Skolas in Destiny 1.
Oh no. Skolas. That's a pretty big achievement.
Skolas, hands down. For Destiny 1, hands down
Hmm.
Skolas.
Yeah, I mean
There's
Skolas.
not even like you could just play yakety sax over my run for 30 minutes running around in circles around that arena. Yeah, just trying to stay alive. That's basically how I felt there. It's like a carnival.
Yeah.
In terms of D2, like man, I wanted to say Conqueror for this one so bad because I just got it. But it's more of like relief that I got that, not like I'm actually proud of doing it.
Yeah.
Um for me, it would probably be earning my Wayfinder seal back in Forsaken. You had the 1 year to do it, and then it went away.
Hmm.
I would say Wayfarer is the one that I would come down on. I really really like. I treasure that one. That's one of the few seals that I leave sitting out. Is my Wayfinder one. It's in the living room, but
Yeah. I mean, for me, D1, it's either Skolas or the hard mode raid for King's Fall, where we got it down. We got hard mode King's Fall down to 45 minutes a run,
mm-hmm.
and like we were just like super committed to the point where like by the time Rise of Iron came out, we were kind of burned out of raiding because we did it so much. Like we literally did it with every character 3 times a week. Uh, and then D2, I don't know. Like for me, Destiny, the way I play Destiny kind of changed after I had kids
Yeah.
and got married and stuff because like I don't have all that time anymore. Uh, so I haven't really done a lot of challenging things. I think just doing a raid would be, that for me. Like when we did Scourge of the Past before it was vaulted, like that was for me, that was like so much fun because I hadn't
Yeah.
done it in a while, and raiding is the best thing to do in Destiny, hands down, to me. The dungeons, I mean, don't get me wrong, the dungeons are great substitutes for people who don't have 6 people to get together at one time, but there's nothing like a raid in Destiny. And,
Yeah.
Leviathan was fine, but not great. Uh, you know, Deep Stone's Crypt is really fun. Vault is fun. But just get, like, after, like, a year, I think, or 2 of not raiding at all and getting my feet wet with Scourge of the Past was, like... And I know it's not exactly a hard raid at all, but it was still fun to get back in and getting the feet wet and learning new raid mechanics and seeing new things you hadn't seen before and all that stuff. Now all those robot bosses are like all over Europa, but
Robot bosses are all the rage now.
I know.
We have one final question. Jesus writes in, I'm interested to answer this one. What if one of the Destiny spin-off games was like Stray, but instead of a cat, you control a ghost?
I mean, that'd be kind of interesting, I guess, to like find your guardian as a ghost. That'd be really kind of interesting.
So I'm of two minds on this. One, I like the idea, but I think I'd like it better as like a mobile title that was like maybe 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
I'd enjoy that. Something kind of along the lines of, I don't know if you ever played Flower on PS4 and Vita back in the day.
Yeah.
And PS3. Something like that that's like a 40-minute experience maybe.
Yeah.
Would be kind of cool. Searching various planets for your guardian. The game I would like to see in the form of Stray, but instead of a ghost, I would like to control like a red jack that's trying to get back to Shaxx or something.
Yeah.
Or like, no, give me the sweeper bot. Give me the sweeper bot.
What, where all you do is sweep the tower? It's like that. What was that game where you played like you were like the janitor of like where you just clean up the mess of like mass murders? Or like
oh, I don't remember. No, I have no idea.
What was that game called where you play as the janitor of like it was like a vampire game, but you were the person that cleaned up the mess instead of the person that made it?
Give me Power Wash Sim in Destiny 2.
Oh no.
I've been playing a lot of Power Wash Sim.
Yeah, how is it?
It's on Game Pass, so I like it.
Nice. Yeah, I hear good things.
It's very soothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like infuriating at the same time.
So I'm finding this game called Janitor Bleeds, but that's not it. It's definitely not it. Oh well, I don't really care that much. It's fine.
All right, let's hit the lore corner before we have an announcement to close out the show.
Ooh, an announcement.
I have an announcement to make to close out the show. Yes.
Oh no. Should I be scared?
So, no.
Oh.
Trust me, you're aware of what it is.
Oh, okay.
So let's go here. We're gonna. I talked about Caliban's Hand a little bit. I've really been enjoying it, and I like the lore behind it. It kind of gives a little bit more insight to the Hunter Vanguard position. So, Caliban's Hand. Caliban 8 had the singular misfortune of winning the position of Hunter Vanguard in a card game he didn't even play. All he'd done was deal the hand that lost Tallulah Fairwind's bet and her life to an Ahamkara. Not a day went by where he didn't wish he'd cheated. At least then the Wish Dragon might have killed him as well. Now he sat as the second Hunter Vanguard in the city's history, chained to a desk in the tower. Responsible for a breed of guardians notorious for their unwillingness to answer communications or follow directions. Lula knew how to inspire a sense of camaraderie in them, but Caliban? He was just a guy who was dealt the wrong hand. Leaning back in his chair, he flipped a light-heated knife between his fingers and tossed it up into the ceiling. Its molten edge slid into the steel and instantly cooled, stuck alongside the other half-dozen blades he'd previously used to deface his office. It had been a slow afternoon. A light knock at his door caught his attention. An unassuming figure, robed and masked in white, stood at the entrance to the room. "Hard at work, I see," remarked the speaker. Caliban scoffed as he got to his feet. Not sure what you expect me to do from behind a desk. You know how hunters are. The speaker nodded, then looked up to the ceiling. How many knives do you have up your sleeve, Caliban? About that many, he joked, pointing upward. Then it seems you must get up and collect them, the speaker mused, much like your hunters. Caliban began to reply, but for once he didn't know what to say. The speaker turned from the doorway and called out over his shoulder. Take your time, Caliban. The desk will be here still when you return. I like this because it kind of like sets the tone for how Andal Brask and Cade 6 would eventually be, right?
Right.
Just kind of like the latest in this like long line of people who didn't want the job and they're stuck with it. The exotic is completely ridiculous. There's 4 flaming knives on it, for God's sake. This thing looks absurd, but it's great. I love it. I don't really have anything to add. I just think that's the first time we've heard from the speaker in quite a while, too.
Yeah. Man,
I tried to do my best Bill Nighy impression there.
How many people right now that play Destiny, how many of them do not know who the speaker is?
Oh, a lot. A lot. And on top of that, is this the same speaker that we knew, or is this a different speaker? There's some food for thought.
Oh, no.
Candescent Helm. Shax shakes his head as he watched the Crucible match play out on screen. Bravo Team's Warlock has been revived by their ghost 3 times in 30 seconds, and by the looks of things, they're well on their way to a 4th. It's a shameful display, and the rest of Bravo seems to be getting fed up with it. Tough match, huh? Shax turns to see Ikora Ray, her eyes fixed on the screen as well. Tough for that Warlock's team, Shax sighs. They've eaten full shotgun blast to the chest, a hunter's knife to the face, and even got disintegrated by their own grenade. Ikora replies absently. Bet you 500 glimmer that they rally. Shax tilts his head at her. Are you serious? I'm always serious, she replied, arched brow. After a moment, Shax nods. All right, I'll take that bet. They turn their attention back to the match. The Warlock is caught in an explosion, revived, impaled on a glaive, revived, falls off the edge of the arena, revived. And then they land a headshot. And another, then another. They stick close to a member of Bravo, drawing fire so that their teammate can release a fusion rifle burst right into their opponent. Shax watches in awe as the Warlock shapes their light into a flaming sword and takes to the sky, raining fire down on Alpha Team. When the smoke clears, Bravo ekes out a narrow victory. How did you know? Shax asks as he hands the glimmer to Ikora. That Warlock stayed in the match, she replies. Never bet against someone who won't quit. Again, don't really have anything to offer here. Just given that we discussed Crucible at length here, I felt like that was pretty fitting for us to close on this. Ikora Ray, Legend of the Crucible. I'm just leaving this really, really, really wanting more Shax dialogue rather than me having to try and impersonate Lenny James.
Yeah. Man. Where's Shax? We need a Shax season.
We need a Shax season. I've been pushing for it. I gotta think that he's gonna get one during Lightfall. He's the only real NPC who hasn't gotten focus in a season.
Yeah. Called it's Season of the Horn.
It's like him, Hawthorne. Yeah. Him and Hawthorne basically have the 801. The 3 of them
Hawthorne
haven't done
was
anything.
A pretty big part of the Red War, though.
Well, okay. In the last 4 years, what has she done? For God's sake, it took us 3.5 to change her dialogue. As we wrap up here, I told you I had a little bit of an announcement. I meant to make it at the top of the show, but we're going to remind you guys each week for the next couple weeks. On the 23rd, on Showcase Day, we're not going to do it live, primarily because my internet will not hold up if we attempt to do it live. I will crash and burn. Myself, A1 Johnny, Nerd Generalist, and Colonel Panic, Joe Wilson, are going to assemble immediately after the event finishes for an emergency reactions pod like we did last year for the Witch Queen and like Corey and I did the year before for Beyond Light, which started this whole thing. It's become tradition at this point to do it pretty much as soon as it airs. I I will edit it and get it posted while we are sitting in the queue waiting to load into the game. Hopefully we will not all be playing it during the pod like we were last year, where I'm trying to read my notes and load into the initial quest line for Season of the Lost. We will discuss everything that was there, and we will offer plenty of speculations. So beware, it will be spoiler filled potentially. It will be the entire showcase, and it will be our thoughts, probably running about 35-40 minutes in length, just like last year's. So something to look forward to. That'll be up at the latest by early Tuesday on the 23rd, early Tuesday afternoon that day as a bonus episode. So just want to let you know, y'all to be on the lookout for that one. I know a lot of people will be at work. John specifically switched his days off around so that he could not only be here with us, but check out the new season without getting spoiled.
Attaboy, John.
So,
way to be a team player.
The rest of us will be neglecting our duties. So
yeah, yeah. I would work from home that day, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for work are pretty busy for me.
We will, Corey and I, rest assured, Corey and I will talk about the showcase again on that Thursday. Likely will be a meaty schwab. Like I said earlier, I'm kind of expecting that to be when we find out about the Crucible changes, about the Glory playlist. Yep. We did get the Trials update on the announcement date last year. We had to wait a few weeks for it. We'd have to wait a whole season now, but I think they'll at least give us a roadmap of where we're going as we start the 5-6 month journey to Lightfall.
Yep.
So
we're almost there.
We are halfway. We are almost halfway there. When that happens, we will be exactly 6 months away from the Witch Queen releasing. It's crazy to say that we're approaching Lightfall, but when we're still 7 months away. But in terms of narrative, we are speeding there right now. Yeah. We are getting pulled over and getting citations from the Tower Police right now.
The Tower Police. Gotta love them.
Corey, get us out of here. Get us out of here, Corey.
All right, I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening to this episode of Tower Casuals. Remember, you can catch us every Friday morning on your podcast service of choice and every Saturday on YouTube. Like, subscribe, share, rate, and review wherever you listen. If you listen on iTunes or Spotify, leave us a 5-star rating. Josh, thank you for your time tonight. Where can we find you?
At Josh_Finn, 2 N's, always. I don't have anything witty to say this week. I'm just going to be really happy that DK Metcalf re-signed with the Seattle Seahawks, and that, I cried my eyes out watching KJ Wright retire today. So
Baker Mayfield's practicing with the number ones in Carolina right now.
That's unfortunate. He should have been in Seattle, but clearly we're just tanking.
Yeah, it's all right. We have Deshaun Watson now.
That is worse. That is worse.
Oh no. You can follow me at I am Corey HD on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow us on Twitter at Tower Casuals. Remember to tweet us your questions. Look out for our social media posts. I want to thank you all for watching and or listening. And until next time, we love you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.